JHK here for the AllStar, and join me right now is Bellator featherweight Kai Kamaka. Kai, always good catching up with you, man. How's life treating you?
Um, Shoot, life is good. I'm back, preparing for another fight, and yeah, can't complain. That's the main thing.
For sure, for sure. Like before we get into all of that, BJ Penn, man, he's running for the governor of Hawaii. I asked your cousin about this. He's fully supporting it. What was your reaction to the news when you heard him like put that forward?
Um, I was around him quite a few times this year. I wasn't. It kind of surprised me as far as like somebody taking that step. Um, I mean, if you're from Hawaii right now, it's kind of like kind of strict. So, I mean, we needed somebody else. Maybe it was him. We had somebody else, like we have had other guys run for office positions that were on from like a more sports background, but not somebody who was an athlete. I would say, um, like BJ of his stature. Um, so I mean, it's a little bit different. Um, it's a, it's yeah, it'll be interesting to see how things play out. But I mean, if he has the right hand on his shoulders, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna support him.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that us who don't live in Hawaii, who don't know what's
Uh
going
huh.
on, BJ kind of shows us what is actually happening, you know what I mean? And informing us, educating us on the situation. What is your idea? Because you actually moved to Vegas from Hawaii. So it must have been really strict.
Oh well, it's gotten more strict. I didn't really want to move away from Hawaii, but then the way the landscape of MMA was, or not MMA, but COVID. Um, I needed to do something different, and then I think it helped change the trajectory of my career. I mean, fast forward right 2020. Um, Ideally, I'd want to be home training at home, but the way opportunities presented himself, like I'm able to sustain a living here, um, and then open a little bit more opportunities as far as just being accessible when I was with the UFC, and then yeah, being able to provide for my family. But yeah, I mean, it's gotten worse since I've been gone.
And your cousin, man, Ray Cooper the third, he recently won another PFL season by avenging a loss. I think that that's the biggest thing right there. He avenged that loss, and when I
Yeah,
talked to him,
yeah.
he told me that he was gonna punch a hole in Magomed's face, and that's what he did, man. When that punch landed, what was your reaction to it?
I mean, nothing with him surprises me. Um, but yeah, I mean, we all knew. I mean, I know. But yeah, nothing. He said he does everything that he says he's gonna do. So I mean, it doesn't really surprise me. It's just I'm glad it everybody can see. I mean, the only difference was he's able to control his emotions, and somebody that can control his emotions throughout a championship fight like him, he'll sustain his power all the way through. So yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. Like you look at the fight, just controlling your emotions, you control your cardio, control your heart rate, you can sustain your power all the way through. And look at it did.
Yeah, he did it. He did it. And what'd you think about him cutting his hair?
um, I kind of knew before everybody. He kind of got out before I got out. But I mean, that's the if that's the him that I know as a young kid. That's how he always looked. So I mean, it was cool to see that back. And I told him, I was like, in high school wrestling, whenever you never lost a rematch. And then look, I mean, look what that happened there. He shaved his head. He looks exactly like how he did in high school. And then he knocks out a guy in a rematch.
Yeah, that was an incredible night, man. Incredible night for your family. And now turn the tables to you, man. Your last fight, it was a draw. You fulfilled your contract. Was there any renegotiation with the UFC?
As far as I heard that they wanted to, we it was like a we'll see type of deal after Contender Series. And I didn't want to wait around. I got a family to feed, and I didn't want to have a we'll see and maybe at the end of Contender Series. And just the way that I live my life the way I live my career. Like, I mean, I'm not part time, so I can't afford to be thought of as like as like something that would come or we'll think about it type of deal. It's like, no, I needed to. This is full time, like full time. I'm all in. I moved my whole family to Vegas. I'm all in, so it's like I'm figuring this out now. And good thing, good thing that's like I was at I was at PFL, met with some people over there same weekend, and then I talked to Scott Coker, and everything just kind of went boom, boom, boom from there. So
Very simple then.
yeah, I wasn't playing around, and they moved on it quick. So I'm just glad that I have a home and I'm competing. Everything went up. I'm making more money, so I mean I can't complain.
Compared to the last time you fought for Bellator to now, how much of a change have you made with yourself, mentally, physically, just overall?
I mean the two times the Bellator was kind of hard because I came off of like um one I was cutting to 135, and I was killing myself. I mean people can see like I'm not small for 145. I was killing myself with 35. Like too big too for my own good to where I was cutting so much weight, couldn't fight the way I wanted to, or couldn't even train the way I wanted to. And then had another shoulder surgery, and then I tried to go up. I went up. My first Bellator fight is when I switched over to 45, and then yeah, I was still kind of my first fight at 45, and then I right after that fight is when I started filling into growing a little bit, even putting on a little bit more muscle for 45, and then I've had the success I've had at 45 since then. And if you ask me how it's been since then, like I mean, I've gotten better every fight. The only fight I truly feel like I lost was the JSP fight, but I don't take that back because I mean, I would take that fight 10 out of 10 times. I was willing to take that gamble. Just that's how I felt. I want to take that fight, and so I mean, I feel like I've gotten better every step of the way, and I'm still getting better. I feel like I won two in a row, and I mean, I'm not a fool of myself. I just I'm not stopping in improving in what I'm doing. So
Yeah, definitely, man. And like you said, you've been improving every single fight, and you're still so young. That's the huge advantage. It's not like you're sitting at like 35 years old.
right, right. I mean, it would be different if I was like if somebody like people was kicking my ass out of the UFC. I mean, like I took a short notice fight against Tony Kelly, won. Took a fight on 7 days notice against JSP, lost, honest loss, and then I get a fight against TJ Brown. Um, you know, I I think I won. I think I won. I mean, if you stuff out of take statistics or whatever, I don't know. If you judge it as a fight, I think I won the fight. As like I mean, in street fight, I know it's not street fighting, but like as close as you can to a street fight, I think I won. And that's what we're trying to do, where we're legalize street fight. Um, I think I won. I mean, I drop him. I'm hurt. I hurt him. I spend more time on top, and then so it's like I don't even look at that as a loss. It's just two guys thought I lost, but I mean, not the rest of the experts. And then I'm kind of waiting around like, yo, I that's two in a row. I technically I lost, right? So I was like, you don't get to choose. You don't get to. And then I thought the Danny Chavez fight. I think the Danny Chavez fight on 2 weeks notice. I felt good. I felt great. I was prepared to take a fight, and I did. And I think that I won. I thought that I TKO'd him, and if you take the TKO away, I think I still won 3 rounds. Again, like yeah, like just that you take away all the weird stuff, or even leave it in there. I still think I win the fight. Um, and I fought a little bit more cautious because the way my last fight went. But I don't take any of it back. You live and you learn, and yeah, now I'm here. Now now I get to restart, and that's the cool thing about it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And you return on December 3rd, Bellator 272. Is it a different vibe with Bellator compared to the UFC? Like you see a lot of guys say that.
Um, yeah, I would say so. I don't know. This is my first fight back, and first fight traveling again in like a year. So I mean, the whole feel of it is gonna be a little bit different. I'm gonna have two of my people from back home. I get like I'm not fighting in the same week or like 2 days later than my cousin. He's gonna be there. Um, and then I'm gonna have Coach Eric. So, yeah, the whole feel of this fight is gonna be a lot different. Um, but yeah, I get to wear my own clothes. I get to do just have my people back. And we're traveling again. So I mean though I guess the as far as Bellator, I mean I can't tell you yet because until maybe I experience the fight week again and just see the whole feel of the bubble. But yeah, it feels a little bit different.
Having your own clothes, like you bring up a good point. You get to have your shorts, your sponsors. That makes a huge difference for someone like you who has a family that fights to provide. There's no other job.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully I have good sponsors that still sponsor me when I was in the UFC. Um, but I get to represent Ruka Sport. And then, yeah, I mean, I get to advertise a little bit more on top, a banner and stuff like that. Make a little bit more money. So I mean, yeah, like you said, it's a little bit different. I can make a little bit more than what I was making 4,500 Venom UFC, and then I mean, but I still had a few other sponsors that would help. But I think yeah, it does play. I mean, it can go a long way for certain people. So yeah, I'm excited to see. I'm still fighting on Showtime. Still like one of the mecca of combat sports. So I mean, I don't see it as a step back. I see it as I'm grateful to still compete. I mean, things happen. Don't I mean things don't happen like to me. They just happen, and then this is where I'm at now. I don't look at it as I'm taking a step back to the B leagues. I don't look at any of that because what every I mean look at the top of the division. You know what I mean? I mean you look at the top of any rankings, rank UFC, on Bellator, any place. I mean the top is the top, and they're the top for a reason. So it's like I don't look at anything as far as like oh you go the difference of the promotion. It's like everybody's good already. Everybody trains full time. Everybody does everything. So it's like everybody's tough. I don't look at that as like you're the. It's just the people writing your check is different. The letters on your check is different. And that's it. I mean, could have been PFL, could have been um Bellator, could have been UFC again. So I don't look at it as any different. I'm just different competitors. That's probably that's probably it. You know.
Your opponent, John De Jesus, he's a solid fighter, man. He's 2-1 in Bellator. Do you feel like this fight, this opponent, is the best gauge to see where you rank in that division at featherweight?
Uh, yeah. I mean, yeah. I would say so. I'm glad that they're giving me somebody that who they have already been putting against top talent. Um, because I see myself as top talent. So I mean, why not go right in and give myself, I mean, um, a great look. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I see it as somebody who's already had success in there. I'm not just going in and getting a can. And that's I mean, and same thing in the UFC. You don't get those. So yeah, I think that's the way I see it.
And how do you see yourself bouncing back from the last fight?
Um, I mean, I don't even think I would say like bouncing back or whatever. It's just you know being just being present in the moment, and just attacking and being smart. Like just being my true self. And I think if I keep the pressure on, and force him to fight, then I'm gonna cause problems for him and anybody.
I've been asking a lot of fighters this, and I feel like this is an important question. It pertains to PTSD. You know what I mean? From like injuries or losses or just crazy wars that happen in the cage. Do you think that
Uh
exists,
huh.
PTSD in combat sports?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think you see PTSD in like a lot of different ways in as far as the losses. I mean, these losses could have affected me, but then I look back at it, it's like, dude, nobody even beat me. I mean, like nobody really like really beat me, So it's like it's hard to like say like, or not even a loss. Some people's like mixing up the Danny Chavez fight as a loss. I'm like, he didn't beat me. He got a draw because of a point deduction, which is like I mean, you take that away, then I mean, you don't beat me, or you don't even. It's not a tie. And a TJ Brown fight, it's like, so it's like, but like it could have affected. Like, oh, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Like that's post traumatic stress. Um, and then the UFC, waiting to resign, or yeah, that could get to you, or yeah, even just contact alone, um, can get to you. You see the stress in different ways. I think, and luckily I don't have PTSD at that moment. But it was a rough patch. It was a rough patch to where I was more frustrated. Like, what? How are you not going to resign me? There's three guys on the roster still yet that didn't beat me. Like that's the thing that was getting to me, and I had my own sense of um frustration in it. Is like there's three guys that I fought that are still on the roster that didn't didn't beat me, and which is crazy because they're still gonna fight, and I'm glad for them. I'm glad they have the opportunity to compete at the highest level, but that just trips me out, And then that was getting to me. That was affecting me mentally. Even after I was signed in Bellator, I was thinking back to myself like, there's three guys that still didn't even beat me on there. I was like that. I mean, so yeah, I do feel that PTSD comes in like a lot of ways in the sport. I mean, through getting banged up, through the results, through like finances. I mean, it's real. I would say it's real. I mean, because it could affect a lot of people. And I mean, the problems with any combat sports or just life in general can affect you in different ways.
And one last thing, this is an open-ended question. You could answer it any way you
Uh-huh.
want. What keeps you up at night?
Well, I mean, my kids. But what keeps me up at night, what keeps me like going is I I I I'm young. I feel like I can be world champion, and I'm real with myself. I feel like I'm still getting better. Um, I'm surrounded by talent everywhere I go. If I'm at home, I'm surrounded by world champions, a champion back home, um, and even here I'm surrounded by high level talent. So I mean, I know I belong. Just the cards that I've been dealt, or not even the cards I've been dealt, but the way that things laid out. Yeah, it's just weird. It was just weird and unlucky. But I mean, the thing that keeps me up at night is that I'm right there, and like luck isn't. I don't think luck is real, but some guys got lucky with the result against me, and they and good for them. But I'm just grateful that I still get to do this, and yeah, I have youth on my side. I think one question that I get asked a lot, not a question, but is, yeah, I mean, my kids, what it keeps me going is they keep asking me to go to Disneyland. And so that's the one thing that keeps me going, because I keep telling them, yes, we're gonna go Disneyland, and as if I do my job, or I keep doing my job and keep you know just marching and doing what I gotta do, we're going Disneyland soon.
Disneyland or Disney World?
Disneyland. My cousin can go Disney World. I'm going Disneyland. I live close to Disneyland, so
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Right? I think it's a little cheaper too.
Yeah, it's a little bit cheaper and we can go more often.
Yeah, for sure. Hey,
I can
before you
drive.
go,
I can.
yeah,
I can drive. I
yeah,
can drive. I can get a hotel. I can have my own car. So we're gonna go Disneyland first.
yeah,
And they're
yeah.
only 5. They're only 5 and 3 years old, so they don't know better yet.
Yeah, they'll have a hell of a time. Anyways, before you go to Disneyland, man, December 3rd, Bellator 272, Mohegan Sun Arena. Kai, always good, man, catching up. Good luck to you, and hopefully we see you in the early 2022, with a big fight.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited. Ending out, ending out this year with a pretty big fight.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm excited to get this one and then prepare. Take a take a little break, at least a few week break, because I don't take breaks, and there's a lot of people around me that, like my family, that deserve some time from me. So I mean, I'm will finish this year strong and give them some time. But yeah, I'll be back early 22 for sure.